And we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. I am so excited to be here on today. I have the honor and the privilege to introduce you all to someone that you should know. Her name is Kimberly Smith Phillips. How are you doing today, Queen?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Terry?
I'm well. I love your hair. It
Thank
is
you.
so nice. I was like, okay. Next color, I'm gonna go a little bit light.
It's something
I
for the
love it.
summertime.
Yeah, same thing. I said, summertime. Let's brighten it up. Let's lighten it up. Speaking of lighting up, I am so glad that you are giving me the opportunity to be one of your speakers for your event on tomorrow.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kimberly Smith Phillips. She is the founder of the Elevate Her Summit 2025. And if you don't mind, I want to read a little bit about you. So you just sit there and look pretty and soak all this in. So that's what we're gonna do first. Okay. So
Okay.
Kimberly Smith Phillips is the founder and CEO of KSP Professional Services, a consulting firm specializing in event management and meeting planning. With years of corporate experience and a passion for curating unforgettable experiences, she launched ElevateHER to create a safe space for women to focus on mental clarity, physical wellness, and financial empowerment. The inspiration for ElevateHER came from her journey of balancing career, relationships, and entrepreneurship. She realized that women needed more than inspiration. We need practical skills, support, a safe place to evolve, a place to create legacy, and not just a financial legacy, but a legacy of confidence, purpose, and generational impact that empowers us and those who come after us. So, without further ado, I introduce to some and present to others Miss Kimberly Smith Phillips.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. You said a lot in there, even though that was a short bio for me to read. It said a lot. It said that we need a safe space as women in business. So, if you don't mind, let's start right there. Why do you feel that women in business, especially at this appointed time in history, why do we need a safe space?
Well, I feel today there is a huge shift and a pivot to new business owners and entrepreneurs in this space. And as I entered this space as a new business owner, there were so many other women like me that were new and didn't understand the ebbs and flows of owning a business or jumping into entrepreneurship. Sometimes we're in rooms and we're afraid to use our voice. We're afraid to speak up, ask a question. So I felt like it was more comfortable and safe. We would feel more safe if we were surrounded by people that looked like us and that were in the same phase of life as us, as new business owners, or even seasoned business owners. And I felt more comfortable talking to other women, being motivated and inspired by some of my peers and what they're accomplishing. And I wanted to talk to women because sometimes we have challenges that are different than our male counterparts. We're balancing life, we're balancing children, we're balancing entering other areas of our mental and physical wellness. And so we have challenges that other people, that men don't have to face. So why not bring us together? These are conversations that I have in my sister circles. So I knew that they were conversations that other women were having as well.
Yeah.
So I was motivated and inspired to start ElevateHER 2025, Mind, Body, and Financial Wellness for those reasons. So when you come to my conference, you will look around the room and you will see other women that have the same desires as you, that are accomplishing the same things that you are, and you will leave motivated and inspired and empowered to push your business journey forward to the next level.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much for creating this safe space. And I don't want to tell too much about your journey. I want you to tell the people. But if I remember correctly, there was a point in time in which you did some honorable things for our country. Is that correct?
For our country. Well, I'm
Mhm.
married to an Army veteran who served in the military for 26 years. And he retired as a command sergeant major in the Army. And so now he's working for the Department of Defense. So, as a spouse of a former military Army sergeant major in the Army and currently working for the Department of Defense, we also have a responsibility and a commitment to our country to do what's best for the nation whenever we can.
Yes. See, when you are a military, I don't know because I'm not married, but when you are a military wife, I feel like you have a different type of calling on your life. And it's even more important for you to have community around you. Is that true?
To have a servant's heart. And that is so important because when you're serving in a military capacity or serving and working in the government, you are there to provide support in your job function and support for those around you, whether they have the same belief structure as you do or not, whether they look like you or not. So you have to really have a servant's heart and have a heart of compassion and love to be able to carry out those types of responsibilities.
Yes. See, there's this quote that says, to whom much is given, much is required. And when you do have a responsibility of loving people and serving people, you also have to have a good dose of something we call emotional intelligence. So, how do you make sure that you continue to stay emotional intelligent when you make decisions? And how do you consult others to do the same with your business with KSP Professional Services?
I would have to say my sister circle. My sister circle, I have more than one. I have several of them. And each of them feeds me in a different way. And I give in a different way to each of those. There are several people and women in my life that are facing some challenges or have overcome some challenges. And when you sit and you listen and you are compassionate and sincere, and how you connect with other women around you, you can't help but be emotionally intelligent, right? You have to understand where they are, what they're facing, and what some of their concerns and vulnerabilities are. And at the same time, you're sharing of yourself as well. So it requires a person to really put themselves aside so that they can be there and be open and willing to listen and help when they can to their fellow sister.
Yes. So I hear you saying making sure you have the right community around you and having that sisterhood. And the beautiful thing is sometimes people may not know how to find their tribe, how to find their sisterhood, but I believe we can tell them how we met. Is that all right? Because I did not know you. Let me see. Was it last year this time? I'm saying I know I didn't know you in January of 2024. But now I'm excited to do business with you. I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited for my audience to get to know more about you because of what I've experienced working with you. Sidebar, y'all. This is one of the best event planners I have ever worked with. We get sterile, we get emails, we get text messages, we get all the information we need up front. So if you're looking for a professional person to work with, I'm telling you, like it's been A1, it's been top notch. People ask me to speak all the time. They ask me to do certain things, and I'm like, okay, let me look, let me do my research, let me see. Since I said yes, it has been the best experience, and I cannot wait to spend time with you at the Frisco Country Club
All right.
tomorrow. But I want you to share with people, how did we find each other? And then also, how do you find your tribe, your sisterhood, people that you really can trust? Because it's easy for us to say, we can like get into good circles and we can get in good company and find that safe space, but we always can't. Because some spaces they look safe, but they're really not.
Not
And
for
then
you.
some spaces you get into and you're like, oh, I accomplished this in life. And they're like, can you be quiet, please? You don't want to hear nothing else you got to say, right? So how do you find those safe spaces? How do you find the sisterhood? And how do we find each other?
We found each other through the Collin County Black Chamber of Commerce. So I started my business in October 2023, and I'd never owned a business before. I never had what they call a side hustle or anything. I spent 30 years in corporate. I know I don't look like I was in corporate for 30 years, but I spent 30 years in corporate America, and was impacted by a reduction in force in April of 2023. And I found myself just wondering, what am I going to do next? Wandering around, trying to figure out, was I going back to corporate? What my next chapter was going to be. And then I decided to start my business and October 2023. And then I ended up at a networking event for the Collin County Black Chamber. And it was probably in February of 2024. So no, we had not met yet. And I walked into this networking event, I made some connections. I met the president there, Sean Whitlock, and started to volunteer. And I wasn't exactly sure how to market my business, what events should I attend, who do I connect with, how do I identify who my clients are, where do I go to find my clients. And so I attended a couple of these events at the chamber, and then decided to raise my hand to volunteer because I wanted to give my gifts back. I've been blessed in this field for a really long time, and I have a tremendous amount of experience that's primarily centered in the corporate and small business space. And so I knew that I needed to give my gifts to the storehouse. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know that Bible. You're supposed to bring your gifts back to the storehouse. So I raised my hand to volunteer and had great experience. And then I was tapped by the board chair and asked if I was interested in being the programs director. So over the course of attending events last year, Terry, was at one of the events, and we met, and I was extremely impressed by you. You were very confident. It was obvious that you're extremely intelligent. And when you stood to introduce your business and tell us a little bit about yourself, you did it with such strength and just conviction. I was like, I got to know who this person is. She is a ball of energy and a ball of just good vibes. So we met, and I remember we had a conversation on the parking lot for a while, and we're just kind of hanging out and chatting with a few other ladies. We exchanged telephone numbers, and then we've been able to keep in touch ever since. And I watch you. You never know who's watching.
No,
I watch
you
on
don't.
social media. I see your posts. You're active. You're also a part of several Facebook groups. We're part of the same group. And I see how you, as they say, I see how you move. And I was like, she is really on top of it. I've tapped into a few of your lunch and learns. So I've experienced you and been watching from the sidelines. And it's like, okay, this young lady's got it on the ball. She's got it. She's got her hand around her business. She gives back to the community. She presents herself in the most professional manner every time I've encountered you. So when this event came, dropped in my spirit, and I thought, who can I tap to come in and talk about financial empowerment and generational wealth? Well, it stopped with you. I was like, I got to get Terry. And I remember I called you and you said, now, when is it? And I said, well, it's in June. And you said, well, what's the date? And I told you the date. And you said, oh, well, that's my birthday month, but I think I'm available that weekend. I'm going to go ahead and write it down. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I called when I did. And that you're available and willing to come in on my inaugural event. And I'm just thrilled to have you as part of ElevateHER 2025.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you. I love words of affirmation. Like, I love words of affirmation, so I appreciate that. And y'all, I hope y'all are taking notes, because she just gave y'all so many gems. Like, go back and watch the replay if you missed it the first time. Listen, she said, I was looking for a space where I can find my people. And I didn't just join the space and say, what can these people give to me? I decided to give back, and she volunteered. And through volunteering, she met other people. And when I walked through the door, she said, when I stood up and I talked about my business, I spoke with confidence. I say it all the time. Confidence is going to help you close more people than anything else. You don't have to be the tallest in the room. I'm 4'11". You don't have to be the tallest in the room. You don't have to be the oldest in the room. You don't have to be the lightest and brightest in the room. All you need to be is confident, and your people will find you,
Yes.
and you will find your people.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
what
is
she
so
said.
true. That is so true.
That's what she said. Now she also said before she got ready to plan this event, she looked and she said, "Well, what is it that I feel like women need? What is it that people need?" And so I will tell you, I've had the honor of meeting Sean, one of the other speakers. We've had lunch together, and let me tell you, I love me some her already. I love me some her already. I will say this too. When you all are out here and you're networking and you're connecting with people and you're looking for people to collaborate with, like, trust your gut. Trust your gut. If it feels good, it's probably good. If it don't feel right, leave them alone.
Move on. Move on.
Leave them alone, because not all business is good business. But when you are in good company, I spoke about this during yesterday's live. When you're in good company, it has power. There is power in proximity. There's so much power in proximity. She said she's been watching me from the sidelines. I didn't know. I just know I just keep on showing up. And the people who want to be in my space, they're going to be in my space. And the people who don't want to be in my space, they're going to fall off or work with somebody else. That's where the abundant mindset comes in. You just show up and you know that the people that you are called to serve are going to find you because you showed up. But if you don't show up, they can't find you. And now you're being disobedient.
That is so true.
We had something God told us to do, and we said, "Well, I'm going to do it when? I'm going to do it after this." Well, in 2-3 years, and God is like, "I need you to do it now. Stop worrying about how it's going to happen. Stop worrying about it's your first one. Stop worrying about you've never done it before, because I'm going to send you people that's going to help make that thing happen." Am I right about it?
That's exactly what showed up for me. I had this vision dropped in my spirit last year, and I didn't move on it. I was like, oh, who would come? How am I going to find speakers? I know how to put, of course, to orchestrate an event. But when it was my event, I just froze. And the Holy Spirit kept pushing me and said, I said, do this.
Now,
I said, do this. And do you know, today I still have people calling me and asking me, can they buy a ticket for an event that's tomorrow?
oh, that's
I
how people
still
do
have
that last minute.
I still have people reaching out. It's like, hey, is there space for one more ticket? Hey, I'm coming. Can my mom come? And I was like, absolutely. So, and the other thing that I've learned, Terry, when I'm walking in these spaces, because networking is still new for me, is when I decided to move and execute Elevate 2025, ElevateHER 2025, I started showing up in these spaces and saying what I needed. Hey, do you know anybody? Hey, do you know anybody? And you spoke of Sean. I met Sean through another chamber member. We just happened to be chatting, and I shared my vision. I said, hey, this is something I want to do next year. And these are the areas that I want to focus on. And she said, I know somebody that would be perfect for you. And she reached out, we exchanged contact information, we hopped on a Zoom, and we connected immediately. So you have to speak and share what you need and open your heart, because you never know who's in the room. You never know who's sitting next to you, and you never know who may be a part of your journey going forward. So you have to put in the universe and pray and speak into existence what you're doing. Share with people what you're doing, and let them know what you need, because you never know where your help is going to come from, and you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching you.
Yes, that is a perfect segue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my charger before I disappear, because that happens sometimes. I want you to tell people what you do in your business, in your company, and who is it that you want to connect with in this season. And I'll be right back.
Okay. With KSP Professional Services, we curate experiences and deliver excellence. We work with small businesses and medium-sized corporations to organize all sorts of business events, from small corporate events, employee engagement, or client relations. And if you're planning a conference or any sort of large-scale meeting, KSP Professional Services is the perfect partner for you. We love the details. We thrive in the details. Let us take that pressure. Let us take that chaos. Let us take that uncertainty off your plate so that you can shine and focus on what matters most, your business and your clients. So call me. I would love to be your partner. I would love to help you elevate your business and take it to the next level.
Oh, I love that. That was good. That was good. Shout out to Liam. Thank you for watching, sir. I didn't know you watched me on live. Thank you for saying hello. And I see Giovanna. She is saying good afternoon all the way in Houston, Texas. I know she has an event that's coming up in September. I love what you do. I love how you serve people. And like I said, just from being on the speaker side of your own event, I know that you serve your clients really well in helping them with their events. There is one other thing that I want to ask you about, and then I'm gonna let you go because I know that you are getting ready for tomorrow. I don't want to hold up too much more of your time, but you decided to make this event be focused on our physical wellness, our mental wellness, and also our financial wellness. Why those three? Why those three?
The holistic approach, I think, is the best approach. But I selected those three areas because those are the areas that I talk about with my sister circle. We're talking about, hey, we've got grandchildren or children. How are we securing their future? How are we ensuring that they are prepared for whatever comes next? May it be college, may it be trade school, may it be an entrepreneurial endeavor. How can we make sure that we set our next generation up for success? So that's where the financial piece came into play. And there's so many different ways to achieve it. There's a lot of the tools that you're going to talk about tomorrow. There's lots of my friends that are interested in the stock market. There's so many ways to achieve that goal. And I know that we're talking about it, so other people are talking about it as well. In terms of the mental clarity and wellness, there's a lot of transition right now. There's a lot of uncertainty in our world globally. And people are doing everything that they can, and particularly women, to, as we say, protect the peace. I'm going to protect my peace. But that's not something trite. That's not something that you just throw around. It is a very serious reason to have an area to have focus on, to make sure that your mental stability is intact, to make sure that you are finding the self-care that matters most to you. Self-care looks different to different people. And it's important for you to identify what that is for you, so that you can be your best self and show up as your best self each time. And then in terms of the physical wellness, oh my gosh, there's so much, right? There's natural ways of supplements and different ways, exercise. People's physiology is different from the next. So it's very important that you understand how your body works, what your body needs. So again, you can show up as your best self. There's ways to naturally gain energy. There's ways to naturally maintain your weight loss. No shade to anybody that's having to seek out other methods of doing that, but there's so many ways that you can achieve it, and you don't have to feel like you're alone in that journey. So we're going to cover all of that tomorrow. I have some dynamic speakers. You, of course, will be there representing our financial wellness piece. And there's just so much information. And then in our subsequent events, these events will be quarterly. So the next one is in September. All of those details will be on my website at kspprofessionalservices.com. So bookmark that. Come back and check for your details. And it will be in the Dallas area. Details to come. But most of all, I want everyone to know that we will focus on these three areas, but they may not look the same each time. So we'll shake it up. We'll have some fun with it. We'll do something unique with networking. So just keep your eye on kspprofessionalservices.com for all details.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I am so happy to be a part of the first. I don't know what it is about being a part of the first, but that's usually where I'm best utilized by the Lord. He put me in the front of the room because my last name started A. And ever since middle school, when my teacher put me in the front of the room according to my last name, I just happened to be in the startup phase of a lot of areas. Like I'm usually like the first, the second, like the right there in the beginning. And I love being able to be a part of something that's going to blossom and grow into something even much greater. So I thank you for the opportunity to speak. I thank you for the opportunity to share. I can't wait to talk about $1 million baby plans and retiring wealthy and attracting abundance. Like I'm gonna do all of that in 30 years. So everybody can get what they need. Some people are like, yeah, you can talk about what to do with the money, but I need to make some more money. They're going to be able to get something from my session. You also are going to have some people that's like, I have money, but I keep using it in improper ways and I keep running out. I got something for you. And then for those of you who are like, okay, I want to make sure that I do as the Bible says. I want to make sure that my children and my children's children have an inheritance, have a legacy. I am going to help you because I'm going to provide products and services for you in my presentation. And guess what? All that information is free. All that information is going to be free at the event. You are not going to have to pay for a consultation. All you have to do is show up and ask as many questions as you want. Because as much as Kimberly has given to this event, I want to give that much more back. So if you're like, dang, well, I ain't going to ask this question. I'm going to wait till I pay for a session with my financial advisor. Ask why you in the room.
Right now.
It's important for you to be in the room. Proximity matters. Somebody else in that room is having the same question.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And people reach out to you, Kimberly, because there are people out here who want to do events. No shade. I was about to say something. It was about to sound real shady. I'm going to reframe it. There are people out here that are doing events, right? And they want to do events. And they think that is easy. They look at what they see on social media and they're like, oh, she can do it. I can do it too. And so they try to do it and then they get to the end and then they've worked hard, but what they put before people look like it's thrown together because they didn't plan properly, because they didn't have the right resources, because they didn't have the right mentor, the right consultant. Like, can those people reach out to you? Are you in a place in your business where you're accepting new customers? Do you accept DMs? Can people ask you questions? Can they schedule a discovery call? They can do all that.
Yes, absolutely. You know, Terry, I hear that a lot. Oh, I'm a party planner. Now, party planner is different than an event manager. No shade to the party planners, no shade to the, all of that. But everything has its place. And with over 30 years in the corporate space, my approach to event planning is very professional. We manage all of details. We manage budgets. We're big on communication. We make sure to sit with our client, understand your vision, and help you understand where we are in the planning process at all times. And we want you to be as involved as you want to be. But if you choose not to be involved, you just hand that program right over to KSP Professional Services, and we will handle it from beginning to end. You will shine. Your event will be executed in the most flawless manner. And it's a different feeling when you're not stressed out trying to manage the details walking into an event. When you're not thinking about, oh my goodness, the caterer is late. Oh my goodness, what happened to the pens? Oh my goodness, there's no tea over there with the lemonade. Those are things that you should not be worried about. Those are the things that we thrive in managing. And those are, honestly, is where I feel most comfortable, behind the scenes, making it shine, making it look perfect, and making it smooth as can be. So if that's what you need, I would love to be an extension of your business. Go to kspprofessionalservices.com, hit that contact list, drop me a message, and I will get back to you in the first or the next 24 to 48 hours. And we'll sit down for a 30-minute discovery call. I would love to know more about your business and let you know more about my business and how I can better serve you.
Yes, do it, y'all. Do it. Because the people
do it
today. Because the people who work behind the scenes of my conference, because I have the Attract Abundance conference, they know my number one rule. I got one number one rule. Now I got a lot of rules, but I got one. And the number one rule is ask 3 before me. I even use it in my classroom. Ask 3 people before me, because I don't want everybody coming to me like, oh, the restroom ran out of paper. Like I don't want people, oh, so like you said, the caterer is going to be late. When I am in a space where I am getting ready to deliver whatever it is that I am to deliver, I want to be so zoned in on the people that I am to serve right then and there. So ask this person, talk to the MC. Please don't talk to me. I like to fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee when I'm at my events. So I may be outside, I may be inside, I may be behind the stage, I may be on stage. And I have that type of freedom because I have support. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you know that you want to host an event, if you know that you want to host a conference, if you know that you want to do something on a much larger scale, don't try to do it by yourself, because you're not going to be able to show up as the best version of yourself. Make the investment, and you are going to get a return on your investment, because you are going to sleep better. You're going to show up better. You're going to deliver better. You're not going to be fogged in the brain. And for those of you who know me for real, y'all know I lose my glasses every event. You know I'm going to lose my keys every event, because I'm going to have my glasses on, and I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to put them down. And it's just so good to have a team where I'm like, where are my glasses? Here you go, Terry. Here they are, right here. So if you know that you have brain fog when you're doing big things, you got to have people on your team like Kimberly. So make sure you reach out to her. Thank you so much for being here on today. Any final words before we wrap this up?
Well, I want to thank you. This was I am extremely honored, and this was a wonderful experience for me to join you today on your live stream. It's invaluable, and I just can't wait to see what you do next in your business and in your journey. I love every interaction with you, Terry. It's always a positive one, and you're just so sincere and genuine. So I wish you the very best in all of your endeavors. I look forward to you tomorrow. And to your audience, check KSP Professional Services for the next ElevateHER 2025 event. I would love to see you there.
Yes, awesome. Adios, everybody. Have an abundant weekend.